So when you said that your mom knew that was something that sparked in you,
Hmm.
did she kind of push you? You know how like sometimes parents see a child gravitate towards something and they really push them to it, or did she give you room to kind of explore and decide like if fashion was really it?
Oh no, my mom was the type of mother who let you explore.
Okay.
She never pushed anything down our throats.
Mhm.
No matter what she felt that we should do, she might mention it to us, but
Mhm.
she let us go our own routes.
Okay.
And so I did go to school. In high school, my curriculum was fashion design, so I started
Oh,
there in high school. Yeah, and then it was fashion design and art.
I didn't know that high schools had fashion
Yeah,
design.
I went to a college preparatory school in Michigan.
Oh,
It's one
okay.
of the biggest high schools up there.
Okay.
And so I was able to start drawing and learning how to sketch and all of those things in high school. And then I went on to college to get my degree in fashion design and merchandising. So
Okay.
yeah.
So this is a little off topic or off my path, but that's okay. I love going off the path. So, so you went to school for fashion design, which I already knew, but since you mentioned it,
Hmm.
do you feel like if people really want to be in the fashion industry, they have to have a fashion degree, or do they have to go to school for fashion?
No, I don't think so. I feel that majority of the time, or majority of the designers who have been successful have not gone to fashion school.
Mm.
My personal advice, if you do want to go into fashion and you do want to go to school for it, my advice would be to go to get a degree in fashion business. Or if you want to do design, you need to go to one of the top schools that are actually providing very good internships with fashion houses. Because if you go to a smaller university and the internship is not what you need it to be, your experience, you don't gain the amount of experience that you need to actually succeed in the industry, I feel. Because the industry is not necessarily about the talents you have, it's really about who you know and your circle and the community that you're in. And so it's important to be able to build those really good connections, and one way to do that is to go to and have a legitimate internship.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. Because I've heard with other people say for fashion, they say if you want to work for a fashion brand, you should definitely have a degree in fashion. But if you're just trying to start your own fashion business, it's not necessary. Would you agree?
well, yeah, because what you're pertaining to is corporate.
Yes.
Like if you want to be Victoria's Secret corporate, if you want to be Gap corporate, yes,
Hmm.
they're going to require a degree. Majority of the time, you're going to have a degree, but
Hmm.
it just depends on what you want to do.
Okay.
If you want to be a buyer or different things like that, yeah, of course you're going to need a degree because the people who are going to be hiring you are looking for that as an experience.
Okay.
But for if you want to be a designer and you want to have a fashion line, I would say that is not necessary unless you're going to a top tier school and you're getting a top tier internship.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
that's my personal experience.
No, hey, I think it's great for the
Yeah.
people that are going to watch this. They need to know, especially
Yeah,
if you're wanting to get into fashion.
exactly.
Now, one last thing on the comments that you made, because I've spoken to other designers. One where you mentioned that it's about the community or who you know in the industry. They were referencing like as a designer that you just kind of have to find your community in the fashion. Is that what you're really trying to say, or is it something different?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that you're able to. It's an easier route if you're going into an internship that already has that pool of connection
Okay.
versus I am a designer and I'm going to, I would say, let's say a random networking event. You
Mm,
have the opportunity to meet somebody,
true.
but in an internship, you have a better opportunity to meet someone with a higher status
Yes.
versus someone in your local community. Again, it's all about what your goals are as a fashion designer.
Okay.
If you want to be the next Gucci or something like that, then
Mhm.
you need to have high connections so that
True.
you are able to even get in the right circles to know what's the best manufacturers for you or the best um vendors for fabrics and all of those things. Like they don't teach you that in school. That's not something you learn. You learn the basics in school. To be able to know those things, you have to do your own research. You have to go out and take some risks and try some different things and fail, and it's not like but
Yeah.
I feel, why work harder if you can work smarter?
Oh yes.
If I had someone, if I was connected with someone who could tell me that this particular fabric works best for what I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
then why would I just go and try something randomly when I can have a mentor? I would
Yes.
say get a mentor in fashion. I have
Okay.
done it multiple times.
Okay.
And I feel like I grew faster versus if I tried to do it by myself.
Yeah.
Like many times we try to do it on our own so we can say, I did it, I did that. But all of those amazing designers had someone helping them.
Okay.
Always.
That's good to know. That is really good to know. She's dropping some bombs on us. What? Okay. Now, so since you always, since a little, little girl loved and picked out fashion, did you have some idols in the fashion industry, or do you have any idols in general that, you
For fashion, you're saying? Like, do I have any fashion idols?
fashion would be great, and then if you have some outside of fashion.
Yes. So for fashion, I would say that I bounce around. I don't always have like someone that I'm just looking up to, like, oh, I love this person.
Yeah.
But I love Rihanna's style and I love the way she carries herself. So that's one of the reasons why I say Rihanna.
Okay.
I just love how she carries herself, and her style is a lot like mine.
Okay.
My personal style, like sporty and edgy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like her. An idol outside of fashion, I would say, would have to have been my mother. Most people will say somebody celebrity or famous.
Yes.
No, it was my mom for me.
I can tell you guys had a really close bond.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We had a very close bond. And everything that I know, she taught me.
Okay.
Like, even down to how to treat people and stuff like that. A lot of it came from her.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's my idol.
I love that.
Forever and always.
Now, a lot of people consider themselves fashion stylists. I'm just going to keep it real and raw. Like I said, a lot of people out there say, oh, I'm a fashion stylist. I'm a fashion stylist. But to you, what does being a fashion stylist actually mean? And what do you look at?
Okay. So, in my opinion, a fashion stylist is not just someone who dresses themselves well, and puts pictures on Instagram. Like, a lot of people feel like, oh, because I dress myself amazing and I can make myself look good, I'm a fashion stylist, so I can dress anybody. Mm-hmm. That's not the case.
Okay.
Everybody's body types are different. Mm-hmm. Everybody's height is different. Mm-hmm. So what looks good on your body will not look good next to someone else. Okay. Like, it won't. That's just the truth. Okay. Like, there are certain pieces and certain silhouettes that fit the specific body type. For example, I had a young lady who said she was a celebrity fashion stylist. I'm not sure exactly the celebrity that she styled, mm-hmm. but she wanted to style a big and tall gentleman. Okay. And this was a fashion stylist photo shoot, like, because fashion styling is like for photo shoots and different things like that, versus wardrobe styling is for like everyday, like your everyday look, like what you wear every day. Right. And you come into the closet and style the pieces for their closets, right? Okay. But fashion styling is more so for, like, again, like maybe an event, mm-hmm. like a major event, like red carpet or stuff like that. Okay. So she was saying that she was a celebrity stylist and she was hired to style a big and tall man, but she didn't have experience with a big and tall man. Okay. So what she put on him was just pieces that were oversized and too big for him, versus pieces that looked good on his body. Okay. And her concentration was, oh, let me put him in all of the main designers. Let me put him in Gucci and blah, 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 blah. But if it does not fit your customer or your client, mm-hmm. it just does not fit your customer or your client. No matter if it's Gucci, if it does not look proper, mm-hmm. it's not for your client. Okay. And so I feel that fashion stylist is knowledgeable on what looks good on their client. Like, they understand the body, they understand complexion, because that stuff makes a difference. They understand undertone, they understand hair and shape, and they have an understanding of the body itself.
Well, that's deep.
Yeah, for men and women and children, because you do have children's clients as well. So
Yes.
yeah.
So when you say you get a client, which I'm
Mhm.
going to get to that question too, but it's kind of more relating to what you just talked about. When you get a client, are you imagining like kind of a character? Like I know you incorporate their personality, so are you building their character to represent to whether it's fashion or wardrobe? Is that kind of how you see things?
Yes. So one of the things that I do is I do a styling quiz.
Okay.
So if it's a client that I've had, or if it's a new client, let's use a new client.
Okay.
If it's a new client and we're not in the same state, because I do virtual styling. So
Okay.
if we're not in the same state, then I set up a Zoom with you to get an idea of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to talk to you because I want to understand your personality.
Right.
Like for example, to me, you're bubbly, you're joyful. You know, that's who your personality is.
Okay.
So why would I put you in this dark denim? You know what I'm saying? I want
Yes.
to put you in something bright and beautiful like you are, right?
Thank you.
You're
Mm-hmm.
welcome. So I do Zoom and I get a feel of the client.
Okay.
And then I send them this styling quiz, and in that styling quiz, it may ask them who their fashion idols are, or who do they like, or who do they get their inspiration from for their style.
Okay.
And just a sense of what is it that how do they want to feel when they dress?
Okay.
How do they want to look? And I ask all these different questions just to get a feel of who they are.
Okay.
And then that's how I create that look for them.
Okay.
Again, like I said, it's not just based upon how they look or their shape. I want personality.
Okay.
So that I can help bring that out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking on that, could you ever see yourself working on a TV show and doing costume design or the styling on the actual like a movie or a TV set?
Yeah, I would love to do that. I feel like as a stylist, you start off somewhere and then you continue to grow and you continue to grow. And you get your hands in a lot of different things. Like I know that some people are doing editorial, and then some people will do TV and movies. So yeah, I could definitely see myself doing that.
Okay.
As I grow.
You talking about the personality. That's where my mind went, because on a TV or movie show, you have to portray that character.
Exactly.
So like when you say personality, that's kind of what came to my mind.
Yeah, no, actually a lot of people have been asking me that lately. So I've been doing a little bit of research to see.
Maybe it's another confirmation.
It might be, yeah, exactly. It might be someplace that I'm going next. Because believe it or not, my brother's actually an actor. So
yes, you were telling me about that. Yes, she did. We were at a fashion show, everybody, and she was telling me about her brother was in acting, and I guess he got on a big Tyler Perry show, right? Or is going to be?
No, he was doing he's been in a lot of different things. So he's been in some soap operas. He was in a scene in Batman, not this recent one, but the one from a few years back, and a couple different things. So yeah, Chicago PD or something like that. Yeah.
Well, maybe he can get you in that.
All right.
Yeah. You're like big bro or little bro.
Big bro, big bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big bro, get me in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you've kind of touched on this, but I kind of was hoping maybe you could go through the full thing. So when you work with a client, what does your process look like?
Okay, so let's use a client that's in person. So if someone reaches out to me and they want to be styled, I send them a styling quiz.
Okay.
I ask them what the styling is for. Like if I'm doing like a refresh of their closet, or if I'm styling them for a specific event, or they have a specific photo shoot coming up or something like that. So I figure out what they want to be styled for.
Okay.
If it's wardrobe, then that means we're going to be probably redoing their entire closet or doing a refresh of their closet.
Okay.
So I would get an idea. I might have them send me pictures of their favorite outfit that they have currently.
Okay.
Like if they actually have clothes, I would ask them, what is your favorite outfit currently and why?
Okay.
Most of the time it's because it fits the best. If we're doing a closet refresh, it's normally the thing that fits the best.
Okay.
And so I get it. That lets me know what silhouettes fits well on their body.
Okay.
And then I'll ask them, is there a specific color that you just won't wear? Or I might say, is there a specific item that you just won't wear? Like if it may be an older woman, so she don't wear super high heels or something like that. So I ask like restrictions.
Okay.
And that's the type of stuff that's involved in that quiz. Once we do that, some of my clients, they all have different preferences. Some of them want to go to the store with me and I style them on spot.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll go myself an hour before
Mhm.
our appointment and I'll style the pieces and then I'll set up an actual closet for them in the store.
Mhm.
And then all they have to do is come in and try on the pieces.
Okay.
Some other clients, they may prefer me to just go and do all of the shopping for them and then bring the pieces to their home.
Okay.
And then they go through the pieces and we try on the pieces together and they choose which items that they like and the ones that they don't like, I take back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to buy those pieces first for them? Oh, I mean, do they compensate you first? Or
No, the way that I do it, I have a business card specifically for my styling. So I go and I purchase so that way there's no issues with that.
Okay.
Obviously you have to get their budget. You need to know what their budget is.
Okay.
And so once I have that budget, I go and that's what I spend. And then the items that they want to keep, that's on the invoice that I send them. The items that they want to keep, the amount, I put it on the invoice. And as well as my styling fee.
Okay.
And then that's how I'm reimbursed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, earlier in the conversation, you were talking about a specific client you were working with that was like, I don't know if I want to try that. So how do you work with people that are kind of like closed off, but also have restrictions? Like, how do you maneuver that?
So from my experience, the best way to do that is to build a relationship with them. I had been styling her for a little while and it wasn't like it was the first time and I just like put on this red dress, but I had built a relationship with her. So guess what? Now she trusts me. Okay. So now she's like more open to me and more open to my ideas because she knows that the safe stuff that I gave her works. Like it works. It was, even though it was safe, it still was amazing. Like she looked beautiful. Yes. But now she trusts me to come in and she knows that I will not allow her to walk out of the door looking a hot mess. You know, and so that that builds that relationship. Like, oh, I trust her. Okay. So if she says it's gonna look good, I'll at least try it, you know? Yes. And then if it's someone that's shy, because I used to be shy, like I'll mess with them and I'm like, ooh, girl, you look so good. I love your hair. You know, yes, because to be shy is a scary thing. Like you're shy because you're not confident in yourself. That's where shyness comes from. You're afraid that you're either going to sound crazy or you're afraid that you don't look good enough. And so I use that as a way to make them feel better about themselves. So I just compliment them. I tell them how beautiful they are because everyone's beautiful in their own way. They are. And it's just about complimenting and making the things that are beautiful on them highlighted. Okay. So that they can see it. I love that. Yeah. Because, honestly, I feel like a lot of these women are all trying to compete with themselves with putting on certain things or, and instead of complimenting who they are. Yes. So I think that the fact that you brought that point up is a major point because that's something women need today is quit competing with one another. Exactly. And just embrace what you have and highlight what you have. Exactly. Like let's use a plus size client, for example. A plus size client, I've had a client where she was plus size and she thought the best thing for her to do was just to wear big old clothes, like big t-shirts, all of this stuff. And I'm like, no, the best way for you to feel beautiful is to actually accentuate the curves that you have. Yes. Because as soon as she started to wear more form fitted, it actually made her look slimmer. It made her look smaller because you were able to actually see her shape versus those big t-shirts and big like silhouettes. They make you look bigger. I've heard that before. Yes. That's so true. You think because you're a bigger woman, the best thing to do is cover it and to try to hide it. But the best thing to do is to show it, but to show it properly. Yes. Yeah. She leading into like all my questions. Oh my God. I love it. You asked. No, it's But no, I love that you brought up the plus size women because I think a lot of them, like you said, they struggle because they think should wear bigger things, and it's like, no, girl, you still got a body, show it. You know, just compliment and be confident. It's all about confidence. It is. That's it. Just confidence. No, she's right. So, since you kind of dipped into my next question, what is one piece of styling advice that you would give to the people watching? One piece of styling advice. Is it for the client or the person styling? For the client. Okay. So as a client, if you are looking to feel or look your best, you have to understand who you are and what you want to be. Like, what do you want people to see or perceive you as when you walk into a room? And that's how you find your personal style. It's about how you feel on the inside, I feel, to begin with.
Ooh, I love that. Now, since you tempted me with, both options, what about for stylists?
For stylists, I would say listen to your client and create a relationship with them. Don't treat them as business. Don't treat them as another as money. Treat them as a person because they are people. And when you understand who they are and give them that experience, they'll keep coming back to you, and then they'll tell other people about you. I feel like you only get one time to make an impact, and it's either a good one or a bad one. So be sure to make a good one each and every time you have a client.
That is great advice.
Yes.
You know what? Sherie is the best. You guys really, if you need a styling for fashion or whatever, make sure you check her out.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes.
So I have a few more questions left.
Okay.
The next one, since we're still in the juice, rise and shine, people. But anyway, since we're in the juice, I want to provide you a scenario.
Okay.
And I want you to style that person.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
Yes, I'm bringing the challenge today. So I'm going to start with a TV show. Okay. Because I love when a woman dresses in a TV show and just looks banging. I mean, I'm sorry, I do. It's like, it represents like that character.
Mm-hmm, it does.
So I'm going to use a popular TV show that probably majority of people have seen.
Uh-oh.
So, or let's hopefully you.
I'm like, uh-oh.
If not,
I watch a lot of TV. Let's see.
Okay, so one of my most favorite actresses is Viola Davis.
Okay, yeah.
I absolutely love her. She, talk about raw and real. That girl, when she acts, it's like, she get ugly, but I love it in a beautiful way. Ugly in a beautiful way. She's super talented.
Yes, she is.
So one of the shows that I get a lot of my pop of color inspiration from is How to Get Away with Murder.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
I have.
Okay, yes. I picked one that she picked. Yes. So I love how she's dressed in that TV show. If that was your opportunity and your client to do that TV show and her character, how would you dress her?
I would put her in a banging red suit. Like I would do an exaggerated sleeve. The suit would have an exaggerated sleeve and a very slim. It would be exaggerated here and very slimming on the rest of the arm.
Okay.
And then for the bottom, I would put her in a high waisted skirt and some dope pumps.
Oh. Now, why would you pick that for her?
Because she's very fierce and she's very bold and she's very commanding.
Yeah.
And red is a commanding color. And then because it's a suit, I don't want it to look too regular or everyday. So I'll put that little exaggerated sleeve just to give her a little bit of edge and some like a boss effect when she walks in the door.
I love, actually, I'm thinking, let me find me a dress like that or a suit like that.
You know, actually, Beyonce just dropped one. It was a suit in her Valentine's Day line for Ivy Park.
Oh,
it was
really?
Beautiful. Yeah.
I have not seen it, but it
beautiful.
Sounds dope.
Yeah.
I like that. So you provided her in an actual suit. So let's say that's when she goes in the court, right, and slays. What would you do for when she's in the classroom?
If she's in the classroom, I would say, again, a high-waisted pant, probably cropped a little bit in black. Okay. And then I would put her in a white blouse and then a leather like jacket over it. Okay. And some pumps, yeah.
And what type of accessories? Would you do jewelry, any type?
With her, I would say I wouldn't do a lot of jewelry. I don't feel like she has like a lot of bold accessories. I feel like it's more on the simpler side. So you might just see like a nice dainty necklace like I have on today, and a stud or something like that. But nothing too loud, I would say.
Okay, you would let the colors be more loud.
Yes, okay. Exactly. Because you don't want it to distract from her body and from her silhouette. So I wouldn't put like a lot of loud.
Yes. Speaking of that, see, you just be popping things in my head. I love it. So you're talking about silhouette. For people to understand what silhouette means, what is her silhouette type?
Well, I would say she's an hourglass. She's not like super, super fit, but I would say she's an hourglass. She's pretty proportioned. That's what
Yeah.
hourglass means. It means proportion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice. I love that. I do. She dressed her to the T. I'm trying to find me a business suit just like that. But no, I love that. And Viola Davis, I hope that you watch this so you can hear her. Anyway. So, what can people look out for you from you next, or what can they expect from you next?
Well, I am actually trying to expand. I've been doing fashion styling for some years now, so now I want to actually start incorporating designing again. So I am looking to design a couple of men's pieces for big and tall men, and I'm also looking to do denim jackets for women and men. So yeah, that's what my goals are for the next upcoming years.
Okay, and so your denim jackets. Now there seems to be a lot of denim jackets around. So how are yours going to stand out or be unique?
Well, my denim jackets are for a specific purpose. So they have like they're artsy, but they also carry a statement. So the one that I'm working on now, it says covered on the back. And what that is like covered by the blood of God, covered by the blood of Jesus. So all of mine are they tell a story and they have meaning behind it. And the next one that I'm working on is I'm not gonna say what it is, but
You don't need to.
it's to empower Black women.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. She's sounding a little bit like me now. No, I'm just like,
yeah, no, seriously.
no,
Yeah.
it's true. Like my pieces, they all have a meaning and a story behind them.
Exactly.
But I feel like that's how you build a brand as an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
If you're out there just producing pieces and don't have any meaning or purpose behind them, it's not, what's the point?
That and you'll just give up as soon as it gets hard.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I'm already on board because I love the stories with the meaning and purpose behind them.
Yes,
so I
exactly.
support you 100%.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, if people want to get in contact with you, say for styling, what is the best way for them to do so?
Well, they can contact me on my website. It's SherieRenell.com. You can also contact me on Instagram at stylist Sherie Renell. And also Facebook, stylist Sherie Renell.
Perfect. I'll make sure I put those in the comments for anybody that wants to get these as well. As well as my website for Uniquely Victoria in case you like the outfits that are being worn. But I'll make sure that we also get her information in case you guys are interested in contacting her. So, any last comments that you have? How was your experience today on the
It was
Uniquely
fun.
Victoria?
My experience was fun. It was great talking with you and just expressing myself and having the platform to be able to do so. So it's been an amazing experience. And one thing that I can leave with the audience is if you're a Black owned business, my biggest advice is to always exude excellence. Be sure to give amazing customer service and be who you are. Don't be afraid to be exactly who you are. Don't hide or feel that you have to be or belittle yourself. Be the strong person that you are and don't be afraid to be that. But just show excellence and be an amazing force everywhere you go.
She came to rock today. I'm telling you, she's my first interview and she just slayed it. I feel sorry for the people afterwards. No, I'm playing. I have a great lineup for this series and it was such a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
We may do it again because this was too much fun. Maybe as she starts progressing with, your line.
I'll definitely come back and talk with you.
Yes, I'm going to have her on. But definitely let me know what you think, guys, because I really enjoyed my time with her. She's an amazing person. And so definitely follow her, check her out, whatever you need to do. But I appreciate you guys watching this Uniquely Victoria presentation. Again, it's Unstoppable Women. And, if you also like the gear in the show, make sure you check it out on my website in the comments. All right. Thank you. Bye.